People of class, welcome to today's review of my first ever statue. So was this a cheap statue? Heck no. I paid $250. Looking at the retail price, it goes for about $200 and change, under $210, but with shipping, do expect it to get to $220 depending on where you get it from, especially if it's from Japan. The artist I got from, he said that this was his favorite artist and a reason why he started to draw, so I was like, ooh, okay, this is interesting. And I was going back and forth between the convention, and I will do a new series of anime convention reviews or maybe vlogs. I just don't really want to go in cosplay and bring a camera in there right now. But anyways, I was really contemplating. I was like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. After like an hour of walking around, I went back to the dude and just gave him my credit card and was like, I'll take it. So to be honest with you, I don't really know where to start because everywhere is a great place to start because this is a beautiful statue. I mean, absolutely outstanding. I do wish there was a little bit more of a skin texture instead of this like super clean skin, but you know, I never really delved into this until today, so I guess I'll just have to get used to it. So starting at the head, it is just stunning. From the eyes to where I'm used to having to put decals and terrible stickers, man. This looks fantastic. And maybe this is why they didn't really add too many details, but depending on where you put the light, because these are actual floating pieces and they're not just, I don't know, I guess fake plastic painted parts, the shadows that you get on this are outstanding. Again, I'm coming from a Gunpla perspective where you have to do all of this on your own. Then the nice shading and detailing that they're giving us, even though I see it as minimal, in comparison, I feel like is more than enough for you to put your own LEDs, which understandably, why wouldn't you? You get a figure like this, you want her to look good in a case. LEDs around her to make her just pop. Now for hair pieces, I understand missing the horn, but I'll get back to in a bit. So this one has a lot of beautiful shading when we get down here. Oop, and I'll get into the sword later, so I'm just gonna take out the figure. It is, I don't know. I'm so happy that this is my first figure because it's going to take me like a week of just staring at it to appreciate and understand how much work went into this. Going into the horns and the tiara, I gotta say, man, that metallic gleam is just outstanding. Then the ribbon and the small little details going along the horn, man. Gosh, she looks good. Now with the figure's body, it is amazing. It is stunning. I literally thought that the translucent parts were cheap, easily breakable plastic, but no, they're hard. Like, maybe they're resin, I don't know what they use, but it looks and it feels amazing. I'm not gonna say like I'm gonna drop it, but I do want to say that if you drop it, there is a high chance that it's gonna be okay. And I've never really thought I could say that about a statue. I'm used to them being like, oh, if you drop it, you just wasted $1,000. Let's say her hands, maybe the ribbon, definitely her hair is going to break off if she falls, but that will not chip from my experience. And again, this is my first one. There's also nice metallic detail on the, I guess, shoulders. I don't really know what to call this kind of design, but then you got a nice bow, you got nice clothes underneath it as well. Going on to her robe, it is a very beautiful velvety purple that has some amazing shading. Let me get a light on it so you can see. And amazing sparkles that really make it seem like this is a magical girl and her stuff is just flowing out of her body and this is her transforming. And it is just stunning. I love it. I love it to death. This is, man. And then she also does have a tail, which does have, how should I say, texture to it. So each of these scales is individually sculpted, so you can feel each rise and bump, especially with the veins on top of it. And it does have an origin at the back or lower back. And no, this doesn't peg in. The only two things that you have to peg in are the figure into the stand, the actual sword. I'll get into that later. But the way that it comes in the box when I show later is that she is all in one piece. So luckily, you not have to fear about pushing this in and breaking something, especially with the hair pieces, the little bow tie, all the other stuff. It is simply you just take her out, unwrap her, take off the protective stuff, and then boom, you have her. It has the same pattern as on the bat skirt of where it's that, to me, magical girl flowing kind of pattern. I wished I had a better light box or better lights or even a display case so I can see every inch of detail on this figure. Getting into the shoes, I like them. I really do. The heels are just, they carry on the design very beautifully, smoothly. I mean, they're not over the board. It's not like they draw the attention there, but it's like if you look down, I don't know. I love it. It's great, the painting, the detail, especially how it's a smooth, shiny, glossy bottom of the heels. It's amazing, and this is where it plugs in. By the way, I don't want to take it out because it is a nice, tight, strong fit. So you don't need to worry about it falling out or her being shaky, unstable, whatever. No. Now for the stand itself, it is very, very intricate. And I love it. So of course you have the red shine on the bottom to show where most of the power and the light is coming from. Then you have very sharp, I shouldn't say very sharp, but sharp translucent pieces, so do be careful. And it does flow all the way through pretty much every single gem. It's for an effect. They're not all meant to be the same, they don't all shine the same. So yes, they will have different things to them. My one sketchy, I trust it, but I don't really trust it. It's the main reason why I took the sword out is how it stays in the base. It's literally staying on it by the tip of the blade right in there. So how she holds the sword is not my favorite. I really do wish that there was another way, but it's like, I get it. If you added a peg or something, the seamlessness and the sheer beauty of this sword would not be able to be capped. So I'm going to show you it in full detail once I put it in. So all you do is you gently slide it into that little hole. You just need it to kind of balance on itself. And then you put it right in between her index and middle finger. So the way I like to do it is I like to grab it by the end and twist it in. Eventually it will just sit in there. This is what you get. So is the connection not great? No. If you shake it, which I left it on my computer desk and I was tapping playing Genshin and it fell out. So I'm not really too confident it will stay in there, and it won't, to be honest with you. It really shake it a little bit. Don't trust it. But it is a kind of flexible plastic. I ain't gonna show you, but trust me when I say it has a little bit of give to it. It is a very, very amazing looking sword. It has a beautiful gem on the inside, and I wish I can zoom in more, but this is as far as I can go. Every time you show a light on a different angle, something new pops up, and it is just stunning. There's a little bit of glitter in it, which it's just my problem with it. So if you hear me say something like, oh, it's too glittery, it's not the weapon. I just don't like painting with it. When I see the final result, I understand why. So I don't like the glitter. Personal bias. Again, not to say it's bad. It's just my own personal take from having to use paint like that, and it messes up my Gunpla. So I'm just a little upset at it. But with this, it is very nice, and I love the subtle shading. It's not red all the way in the middle. It starts like a little itty bitty bit at those tall parts, and then it goes straight back to silver or dark iron, and then it bleeds onto it. And each of these is kind of shaded a little bit darker, a little bit brighter than the others. So the final result is just something absolutely stunning. Going down to the deep tip of it, you get a beautiful bright pink superheated tip effect, and it is just amazing. So my final thoughts of this figure, or this statue, I love it. I love her. I'm literally thinking of getting a display case just for her, and maybe if there are other girls in the series, maybe I'll get them. I don't know. I'm getting very picky because of Gundam. I'm not gonna say I'll be doing a lot of reviews like these. I won't. I'm not the biggest statue collector. I'm more of a, if I can make into a statue through playing with it, I would rather do that. But in cases like this, because red is favorite color, this reminds me of Arlecchino, and it is just a stunning figure. I just couldn't pass it, man. But I will say again that this is a worthy buy. If you have the money, please do not think you need to buy it now. There are multiple sites that are selling it. From what I saw in quick search on Google, I saw 3 people selling it, all for the same price. Shipping is going to be different on each, but please do not fret thinking, oh, if I don't get this today or tomorrow, it's going to be the end. It's not. She will be here. She just released. But if you see her in person, that's going to be the only one you'll ever see. I know this is very, very unflattering angle, but this is her box. This is the main reason why I was just kinda, maybe I don't want it, because it's literally just a clear box with a little bit of, I hate to say it, but it reminds me of Suicide Squad, because I don't know this brand, this artist, this company, and then this was all I got of it. I'm very much a visual learner, and then when I saw this, it was like, oh, I mean, that looks cool, but I don't know, maybe there isn't a lot. I couldn't find any real detail on her, and if this is literally just an artist statue and thing that they want to put out there, you know, here's the figure, here's what you need to know, and boom. If that's all this was supposed to be, I like it a lot more because of that. Now for Albedo and all the other statues I'm used to seeing and people getting are ones like these. You get a picture of the statue, a beautiful background, something special, or if something's not there, you know, it's just a regular release. And then of course you get which series it's from, and this, I love it. I love Albedo. She's one of my favorite characters. Same with Esdeath. I kind of wanted to start a statue, and before I got Viola, I got her first, just because it was, you know, she's getting more expensive, and I saw the bunny girl version of her and she was $650, man. I was like, you know what, I like Albedo and I want a good statue and only one statue, so let me just get this one instead. So looking at the box art, it is, again, this is what I expected. It's very simple. It's just like there's no action poses. There's nothing really, I hate to say it, but spectacular, because she's just a statue. There's nothing, it's not like an action figure where there's gonna be a million poses. It's just, here's what you're gonna get. Here's what she looks like. Here's her from the front and the back, which you're only ever gonna see her from instead of the side, and then boom. And for the figure itself, man, she is just beautiful. She really is. And I never really thought I would like it so much, but as you can see with the subtle shading, there is just little things I never thought that they would have added on such a, admittedly, was it cheap? No, it was $44. Especially like some little minor gripes I'll get into. Is it worth it? Yeah, I'm just a little hesitant because, I don't know, maybe it's just my first one. I haven't really learned how to take care of them yet. So before I go into the bad things, of course I want to go into the good things so you can see that they outweigh the bad tremendously. And the first thing I gotta say is just seeing an anime version of Albedo with how she can contort her face to this, a real life model, or I shouldn't say real life, but where I can see her in real life with actual proportions is quite amazing, especially the horns. I never knew that they were so tight on her head. I love it. It helped me to appreciate her and her artist more. Then the, of course, beautiful eye detail and the necklace are just outstanding. The one thing I'm starting to notice is the ends of the hair are translucent. That's cool. Doing a full turnaround of her. The clothes are amazing. The shadows that are actually given just because of how the light is shining on is pretty dang nice. And the hair is like that. This is what I'm talking about. When I saw statues, I just saw, oh, they're black. They're not really, you know, special. But then the cool thing is at the end of these are translucent. Going to the top of the dress to the side or the stomach area, the ruffles, the just actual scrunch that would happen with actual just wear is amazing. Going into the wings, these are the ones that I was really shocked by. Is that there is, as you can see, I don't know which one is the base color. Let's just say that the dark is the base color. How they airbrushed or how they just printed on that shading is stunning. There are small things I keep on seeing and they're outstanding. I really do like this. It's like if I could get another statue, Shenhe, Arlecchino, I don't know, some other Genshin Wuthering Waves characters, I just might because of these two. Now for my gripe, there's only one gripe. Technically two, if you want to say it like that. It's just how the feet connect. If you can see a little bit, the pegs that hold in the feet are kind of popping out. It's not the biggest deal. I just don't feel like I should press all the way in, and maybe that's something I should do. So okay, the gripe isn't valid, but just in case this is how it's supposed to be, I don't really like it. It's not the end of the world about the figure, but I'm maybe being a little too cautious and not doing what I should do. Now in conclusion, these two are beautiful. I really do like them, especially Viola. Albedo, I mean, it's a given. She's a very famous character. A lot of people dress up as her. She's been famous for a while. So I'm sorry to say, but it's nothing amazing that they would come out with a beautiful figure like this. Now Viola, I never thought that I would get into statues, and it was like either I would just have her as my only one or be willing to spend the extra to have a total of these two costing me about $300 and then just end it there. And you know, I really would. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will start putting out more videos soon. I will be reviewing the rest of my Star Wars I showed you guys and pretty much everything I showed you guys in the earlier short. But anyways, hope you have a nice day. Again, thank you for watching and God bless. See you next time. Peace.